Hey Vern, old buddy, good to see you could make it. And you keeping an eye on Sparky? Because, oh no, I see he's been into my Trudeau glass. Hey Sparky, I told you to stay away from my good glasses. Well, you've been up all night into the scotch as well. You're gonna have to start behaving yourself, or you're gonna end up like Vern up on the wall.
If you want to jump the Macallan introduction, just scroll ahead for the review.
We're going to locate the famous Speyside distillery, Macallans. And it's located just northwest of Dufftown in Craigellachie. And there it is. The Macallans Distillery. Well, welcome to Noel's World of Whiskey. And I just got down from the mountain and had a good Nordic ski, so it's time now to do I'm going to do a brand that everybody knows. And I did this a short while ago in the sherry cask, 12 sherry cask. I'm doing the 15 triple cask, which used to be called the fine oak. I trying to remember the last time I had a 15. It goes back years, and back in the days when I used to actually afford an 18. So I've got my trusty water with me. I don't know if we'll need it with the 43%. That is the 15 and the 18. They bump them up 3%. And the thing about Macallans, unless you're getting an independent bottler, most of your presentations are 40% ABV. And then the 15 and the 18 are 43. I haven't had the 21, and I'm not as familiar with that. Anyways, new bottle. Let's open it up. And remember rightly, with these bottles, what's peculiar about them is they snap. These ones I think snap, if I remember rightly. Yeah, they snap. Anyways, Macallan has built $160 million. Oh boy, it's a piece of architecture, and it basically, you'll see pictures in this video of the structure. When I get over to Scotland next year, I'd certainly like to visit it just to see the building. It's quite the building. It's supposed to be one of the most complicated roof structures in the world. It's definitely, they say, is the most complicated wood structure. And it has grass turf. It blends right in with the countryside. And it looks like a bunch of little rolly, bumpy hills there. And that is the roof. But you will get a chance to see it in the video. Anyways, we'll give it a pour. Beautiful day up on the mountain. I cleared my nose here, so it should be pretty good for the notes, nosing the notes. And we're going to get right into it. Now let's give it the nose. And this is a typical Macallan nose. Very rich, spicy, and boy, you got the malt coming out, and dried fruits. Maybe even a bit of an orchard smell to it. Yeah, we've got a nice mix here. Nice mix of spices and almost a little bit of I don't know. It's just a slight bit of mustiness, maybe. Now we're getting the sweeter notes. Yeah, the stewed apricots, stewed pears, figs, raisins, peaches. Yeah, some citrusy stuff going on. And honey over porridge. I've got some walnuts. Oh, here comes the ginger. Wow. Nose is working. This is the 15, 43% ABV. I don't think there is a lot of coloring in this. If there is coloring, it is a lighter, kind of a lighter amber color. Almost like the way I have my tea. Oh yeah. I must admit, I do like the Macallan nose. All the rants and complaints about the pricing of Macallan. I'm fortunate I didn't pay a lot for this. Was I think it was $170 for the 15, but I know they've all gone up. I know if you're picking up a bottle today, you'd be up in the $230 range. So I would say pretty much what we were getting. Nothing's really changed much. We've got the dried fruits and fresh fruits kind of mixed together there. And I mentioned about there was some wood notes. Anyways, let's get into the palate. Sláinte. No complaints. It's not super sweet. Somebody described this, yes, I do look at some of the videos. Somebody described this as a soapy taste. I got it. I kind of like it. It's not really soapy. It's creamy. I think what it is that it's not as sweet a drink as you're expecting with Macallans. I find the sherry cask is sweeter, the 12 sherry cask, but this is nice. So we're getting not sweet apricots, kind of like dried, but not super sweet. Maybe some sultanas. It's light. It's not strong, the sweetness. And as I, my nosing there, I do get some peach. It is a bit citrusy. And I do taste the porridge, the malt. But boy, that went pretty quick there. We're gonna have to refresh. Licorice. Lots of spices. Nutmeg, ginger, black pepper. And I do get just a slight bit of what I've gotten in some of the other Macallans. I'm getting a little of the, what do they call them? All sorts licorice. And the hot cinnamon candies. The only thing I'm finding is, I mean, it's giving you a coating and all that, but the notes are kind of flying by, and it's going to be a shorter finish, I think. Yeah. So that soapiness that one reviewer mentioned, that's part of the licorice, Dutch salted licorice, because you could identify it as something soapy as well, I think. I'm finding individual layers. I'm not finding them all blended or mixed together like some of the reviewers did. There's a lot of bashing that goes on with Macallans. I think people get pissed off at the price, so they attack the drink. I don't attack the drink. It's a great drink. Macallan's is a good whiskey. If we're not happy about the price, let's not blame the whiskey. And that's what I'm finding with some of the reviewers. They seem to have a grudge, or they're not getting outside themselves. And I think we have to, when we're doing honest reviews. You know, I don't call myself an expert, but I'm an older guy that has been around Scotch since I was a kid. So how about maybe 60, 65 years of drinking Scotch? And you learn little things through the years. And I do a lot of research now. I read a lot of reviews. I study Scotch. I study both single malt, and I study the blended Scotches. I drink both. I drink bourbon. I drink cognac. I'm not as crazy about cognac, and I drink Canadian whiskeys. Amaret. And there's some Chinese whiskeys I've drank, but they're not necessarily things I like or I go to. And there's other drinks that I've tried. But what I find is you experiment and you try different things and you learn things about your taste buds. And what I find with the single malt, because I got into the single malt after I got into blended Scotches, is that my palate seems to have evolved and it identifies things different, I think, today. And I think maybe they just change as you get older. Maybe the palate's not as sensitive as we get older. But one thing is certain, we still have our likes. And we still have a passion for this, so I'm going to defend this brand in the quality of the cask itself. I'm not defending them in their pricing. That's open for debate. But let's go for the finish. It is buttery. And now I'm getting more of the sweetness. Licorice is sure there, though. And the nuttiness of it. Now we're getting the wood. And I would expect a little bit of wood. It's a 15. I like the finish, but it's already fading. So it's got a good finish if it was just longer. I mean, 43%. I have had a few 43% that have longer finishes than the Macallan here, but if there was anything to criticize it on, maybe that would be it, the finish. Great nose, very good palate. Just a little on the short side, that's all. I enjoy this drink. Certainly, the Macallan 15 is a player. It can be on my shelf. That's for sure. I'm not going to get over analytic about this. I've had the fine oak prior to this. Now I don't know if it's just a relabeling. I'm just trying to remember. I don't know if it's that much different. I don't remember the fine oak being overly sweet either. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. It was a little more affordable. I was lucky. I think I got this just before they climbed in price. Like I say, I paid just under 170 for it, so Canadian. But yeah, it's gone. I'm just going to have one for fun. You know, my reviews, I don't make money on these reviews, so I like to have a little fun doing them, and this is part of the fun. So let's do this one just for Macallans. I do understand why people go after this whiskey. And I really believe you got to have, if you can't afford the 15, get the 12. You know, I mean, it has a unique presentation. It is different than other whiskeys. And I mean, I try to, you know, I look at the Balvenie, I look at the Dalmores and all that, and they're similar, but they don't have quite the body this has. I've always liked Macallan, and I'm going to give this a fair mark. I do indulge in the pricing on this, you know, on all my whiskeys. So I got lucky. I paid under 170. I'm going to say this is an 87. Some people will say, no, Noel, you're over the hill. I enjoy it that much that I think I'm going to give it an 87. Maybe the next person doing the review will give it an 85 or an 84. I'm not the only person that's given it a decent mark. It's a good whiskey. If I factor in the price today, it's an 86. And maybe when I do my, when I finish my video, you might see an 86. See where it goes. It could be an 86 for the price, the current price. For what I paid for it, it's an 87. It's a good whiskey. I'm not saying run out and grab a bottle. I don't think it's an affordable bottle for most of you. I think there's people out there that it's not a problem. They can spend easily what these are going for today, and they're going to enjoy it. So, anyways, that's my review on Macallan. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I'm giving it an 86 or an 87. You'll see it in the review. It's a good whiskey. It's something I'm glad I have in my, in my cabinet. And I hope you will enjoy the rest of the video there. I do a little bit of a picture show on the new $186 million distillery they have built. It's really a artistic piece of architecture is what it is. Anyways, I'm going to ask you to drink wisely and intelligently, and do not drink and drive. And until the next time, Sláinte.